Welcome back to the show. Joining us now is Bob Milano. And Bob, we were here maybe 6 months ago or so, and I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed. We just had a big old hole in the ground the last time we were here.
Yeah.
Now we've got beams up. Tell us what we're seeing right here and why we're seeing it.
Well, since our last little conversation, we've filled the hole up with a giant concrete reinforced structure, and with the start of the stadium project and the onset of that work, we have a huge external steel skeleton going up on the stadium. So the steel skeleton is clearly temporary, so I want to make sure people understand it is just temporary, and it will support the historic facade right after the last home game so that we can demolish the internal concrete structure of the stadium. So we're here on the High Performance Center rooftop, which will be the plaza in a mere short year and a few months. And this part of the plaza, the structure actually recesses down away from the paved surface, and this cavity will be filled with a special mixture of soil and conducive to growing both plants and natural grass. So we will have a park-like plaza here for everyone to use on game day, non-game day, really trying to encourage the casual student or the student athlete to come up and have lunch, sit and enjoy kind of the environs of the stadium.
And what's the depth? How far between one wall to the end?
I think the total plaza depth is about 60-some feet, but this plaza, combined with the North Tunnel Plaza in the stadium project and the Olympic Terrace at that end, comprise nearly about 2 acres of kind of plaza and open space that are kind of right next to the stadium.
Here we are almost in the middle, not quite in the middle, but as we look down towards the south, that's going to be a different area we talked about earlier. But I mean, I can't believe how big this is and how much space we have.
Yeah, the High Performance Plaza is enormous. In the scale of the stadium, people really don't realize that. They see it on drawings and maps and sketches, and it's much larger than people anticipate. And when they see it in person, it's pretty inspiring.
And then at the far end, we have what?
The far end, what you see at the far end now is eventually, you see a sloped slab today. You'll eventually see a new staircase, which will ascend you to the concourse level. And the staircase is designed right in line with what John Galen Howard would do. It copies and replicates the stairs that march up to the east rim, both on the north and south, in kind of scale and form. We're at the north end of the facility, where both levels at this end of the building are really dedicated to football operations, and we're going to be descending the stair that the team will use for practice and training to get to the field every day, and the stair that they'll kind of rise from to get to the field on game day.
And so they'll actually rise and go through. The fans will be able to be at the top of the steps and see the team just before they go on the field.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Here's kind of the football central, right?
Football, office administration, meeting, coaching. So this floor is kind of the workhorse floor for the coaches.
Okay.
On a kind of an everyday basis, whether they're recruiting or meeting with, potential players or coaching athletes one-on-one or in position meeting rooms. This is kind of where that'll happen.
And then we get into here, and that's more of the same.
And then back in this corner here, where the little slot windows are, is where all the private offices for all the coaches are, and conference rooms for the coaches to use.
So this is Piedmont that we're looking at right now, and this, where we're standing right now, is going to be a big walkway for people to enter in the facility, right?
Yeah, this is what I would say is the main entrance of the High Performance Center. It really faces the campus most appropriately versus our other entrance. And folks, whether it's a student every day or a coach or a visitor or certain patrons on game day, will have a new stair built up from Piedmont, and you'll land at this entrance and have full access to the facility or to the plaza and onto the stadium.
Yeah, I want people to see this. Come on over here. This is going to be, I can't believe how big this is. For former athletes that have been in the weight room that we have had in the past, this is going to be the weight room? That's huge.
That's the main exercise, strength, agility, speed, space in the building, really the kind of premier room in the facility, and it'll support all 400 athletes that'll be housed here. So we have skylights, we have a nice space, we'll have nice decorations and art on the walls, and a whole bunch of equipment we've never had before.
Yeah, I would think so. So now we're a little bit more towards the south. We've moved south of the weight room. We're up a level from the weight room, and this is going to be the
The Academic Center.
Academic Center.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we have moved south just past about the 50-yard line. The new stair that comes up from the I-house actually lands right at the 50-yard line arch, coincidentally. You know, we sometimes know what we're doing.
Ah.
And this room is right off of one of the kind of indoor-outdoor accesses as a main point of entrance, and the Academic Center will have a nice library-style reading room, a nice glass wall to get some reflected light off the stair cord, and some private little study rooms with some office space for academic support staff with certain office hours. So
What's kind of amazed me, not the largeness of it all, because that's impressive, but the effort that you've gone to get natural light in. You've also, you know, the various places in the weight room where you can see areas in the ceiling where you're going to have trees planted on the upper roof and so forth. So it's not just a big concrete building.
Right.
You've really gone to make it, you know, friendly, not only user friendly, but also light friendly, which is impressive.
Yeah, the underground buildings are very challenging to get natural light in, and anyone who's worked in a basement is generally not real happy.
Yeah, a little depressing.
So we've used the stair courts, we've used slot windows, we've used skylights to get some natural light in. This building, the Hunt contract, who's our general contractor, is scheduled to be done September 1st of 2011. So we're now starting to think about the move-in process and the startup operations process. It's a different challenge for everyone in the athletic department to go from a small, antiquated facility to really a new and improved state-of-the-art facility.
And it's not just football. People think this is just all about football. It is not just about football.
By a long shot. We'll have 13 sports in total, 12 sports of the Olympic variety and football. And actually, I think at last count, we'll have actually more female athletes housed in this facility than male athletes.
Well, with the game coming up on Saturday, it's pretty obvious there's going to be some changes for folks. The entrances will still be in the same areas as last year, I guess. But once you get into what used to be the concourse area, wow, there's a lot more room in here. It's a big change.
There's a big change. In addition to the braces that you see kind of entering the stadium and moving up the hill towards the stadium, we're moving very quickly towards a massive construction project here at the stadium. And in order for us to really maximize the chance we're going to get this done with only one season out, we had to do all of this demolition in advance. And that's the basic premise for our strategy here. So we're going to be conducting Memorial Stadium Light this year with a little larger concourses. We should have a little much improved circulation, and we'll be able to provide some portable restrooms and maybe even some improved merchandising and concession opportunities.
Yeah, we're actually standing where the old Hall of Fame room used to be. That's gone, and now the next phase at the end of this season, that's when we see another huge change to the stadium, where the west side, where we're at right now, that's going to completely change, isn't it?
Correct. The plan for the stadium is to, of course, protect, preserve, and restore the historic wall. Everything that we've all known about Memorial Stadium inside the historic wall is being demolished and replaced. From the field to the seats to the bowl to the railings to the aisles, concessions, the bathrooms, it's all brand new.
Well, it'll be fun and exciting. It'll be a couple years away, but we're a lot closer today than we were the last time we talked. So you guys are doing a great job.
A lot closer.
Yeah, Bob, we appreciate the tour. Good luck to you. It's exciting for all Cal fans, to say the least. When we come back, more of the Cal Sports Report. Later on, we'll hear from Athletic Director Sandy Barber and a lot more. So stay with us.